Guys, so I'm just trying to cover a few things while in game. So I wanted to just, for new players who might not be aware of what is to be done at this contraption here. So this is what I call something similar to like a basketball game, I guess, if I can call it that. So you see this strange looking contraption here with these electro orbs around it. So the idea is to open up these terminals here. These are not yet highlighted, but then you can also read the machinery, or they call it the coil machinery. So it relies on those orbs to generate current pulses. So basically you would increase the power also on your base when you keep putting the balls through that little section there. What you can see, there's like a blown out piece of metal there. So you have to get these electro orbs through that gap, and you keep doing it over and over until time runs out. And secondly is to activate these terminals that you can see here. Right now they're just blank because I haven't even started doing it. So to activate all three, just keep in mind that you need at least 20 on that charge thing that it shows there, the number. So the magic number to activate all three of these is 20. So the other two are quite, I think, easy. It's like 5 for that and 10 for the other, or something like that. Then to get all three, then you need to get 20 for that charge. That's the magic number. So once those are activated, then you have two terminals here which would give you random risk incidents for free that you can use. And also there's a little cabinet here that would open up. So it's basically, this is for the first terminal, and this would get activated. For the second one, this would get activated, and then the third is for this one. There's another little note here on the side which says locker was damaged and we only got one chance to unlock this locker. So what that basically means is once the timer runs out, then there's no other way of reactivating it. So it's a one shot per node kind of thing. So once you start dropping the balls through that section there, then your timer starts getting activated, and once it runs down to 0, then there is no other way of getting it to go further. So these electro orbs that you need to pick up, so what I would first suggest doing is you pick up all the orbs and just drop them inside somewhere. I mean, as long as you can throw them anywhere, they will roll back down, as you can see now. So as long as you don't throw it up there, it should roll back towards the edge here. Now another thing is, just for information's sake, sometimes when you drop it through this gap, so that's the gap through which the orbs need to be dropped, sometimes they will get stuck on this portion here. It's happened to me a lot. It's just sometimes if you're unlucky, then it drops right on there and will get stuck in this place over here. Ideally, the number of electro orbs that you will get around this area, it depends from it's just luck basically. Sometimes you will get 5 or 6. I think the highest I've got is about 7, and sometimes you can get as low as 4, which makes it a lot easier, because as you keep throwing them, by the time they roll down, you're losing time on the timer by the time they roll down to where you can pick it up. So let me show you a few places. So normally there are at least 2 in this area right here. There'll be one always inside the barrier, there'll be one on the ground somewhere around here. It's always there. I think the 2 are always in that same place. If you go down to the side here, in this little sort of cubicle. You can get either one or two, like in this case. So like I suggested, you pick one up. I'm picking it up using E. It's just to pick up like you would your other components and materials that you find, as you can see. So I can hold it, take it back, and I'm throwing it using the right mouse button. So that's to throw it. You can aim it wherever and then throw it. Then I would go looking around, and then normally you could find one in this area at the back here. It could be either on this side or on this side. Same thing. I'm going to take it back, throw it in there. Another place is you jump up on top, and you see those little circles there. Sometimes one will spawn there. There'll be one on top there, nestled on that little area that was there. And similarly on the other side, there could be one here as well. So those are your normal locations that you would get more electro orbs. So there would be two in this area here. There could be one or more in here. There's normally one at the back somewhere here, this area, and another one on top here. Now it just depends on your luck. Sometimes you could have one in each of those areas, sometimes you could have just a few, and then you have to try and make do with whatever you have at that point in time. So at this point we have 5 that we collected. So 5 is pretty okay in terms of accomplishing that 20. That's the magic number, like I said. So let's go ahead and start things off. So what I would suggest is you come down more or less to the center. You see that sort of line on the tile. Would come down to more or less there, and while aiming I would aim, say, somewhere around here. I don't want to aim it here because then I'm going to hit that wall and it's likely to bounce out. So I normally aim it higher. So once I start, I'm going to be doing it a bit fast, so that I try and get that 20 to show you all 3 terminals unlocked here. So like I said, you would stay around here, and pick up is E, to throw is the right mouse button. So let's go ahead and see how we do. So somewhere around there,
Warning,
I throw it.
Thunderstorm outbreak. Watch out for lightning strikes.
So as you can see, I have to keep that chain going as fast as I can. So like this, you see how much time it takes for the orbs to come rolling down. So that normally would waste some time. And if you noticed, I think one of them is stuck in the place that I had mentioned. So I've managed to reach the magic number of 20. As you can see, I've got 20 there, and now as you can see, all the terminals have got activated, the 3 here. Again, like I had mentioned, just to show you, this is what I meant. There are times, and with my luck it happens quite often to me for some reason, I don't know why. So the one of the orbs would get stuck after it's come through, and it will land directly in that area. And I can push this out like I did there, but if I come in while the timer is on, then I'm wasting precious time trying to dislodge one ball when I can, like I showed, I managed to do 20 with just the 4. So that is the charge, and as you can see now it shows deactivated. So no matter if I try doing that again, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to fall through. There's no effect to it. So that would basically be it. Once this is done, then I need to activate these terminals. Just to show you right now, this is all blank, this is blank, and this is closed. So once I activate this one, as you can see, this one becomes active. So since this is free, as long as I do it within that time, might as well take it, it's no point leaving it. And I'll do the next one, and here we got another one. This is not bad. And then the final one, which is for the locker on the side here. Now the items in here, it just depends on luck. Sometimes you might get something like xenium ore, which is quite rarish and is a useful component. Sometimes you'll get some really crappy thing like a like a copper cup that I just got. So that was just to show you the working of this, as they call it, coil machinery, as they call it. So I hadn't paid attention to my core power to see how much it increased. It also depends on how many times and how fast you get it, like the orbs through that gap, and your core power also increases as you're doing that. So that was it for that, showing you the coil machinery, as they call it.